The alien plot of Milo Murphy's Law is heating up and has reached escape velocity. I'm Jon Berry, and welcome to my review of Milo Murphy's Law, Season 2, Episode 19, Escape and Milo in Space. The second part of the episode, Milo in Space, specifically continues where Abducting Murphy's Law leaves off, though the ending of Escape sets up the events that directly bring our main characters into the bigger plot. So it is pretty important. I have not yet reviewed Abducting Milo Murphy's Law or pretty much any episode of Milo Murphy's Law since the Phineas and Ferb crossover, but I will be getting back and reviewing select episodes this summer, so stay tuned for that. But before I continue, if you find yourself enjoying this review, please leave a like. Also, to stay up to date on all my non-YouTube stuff, please consider following me on social media. You can also check out my website. Links are in the description. And my question for you today is, what did you think of Escape and Milo in Space? Let me know your response in the comment section down below. Now back to the review. I'm probably going to be focusing most of this review on the Milo in Space part of this episode, but I think it's important to discuss Escape at first and a little bit. So the premise of Escape is that Milo, Lydia, Coach, and Scott the Undergrounder are trapped in an elevator at the mall. And by the way, why is Scott the Undergrounder, who lives literally underground in the sewers, at the mall? Does he need milk cartons or something? I don't know. And of course, while this is going on, Melissa and Zach are watching from the food court and commenting on what they are observing. Of course, once Zach makes a comment about something like, how would he have known he didn't hear what they were saying, which is part of the humor, unless he's that good at reading their improvisational skills, and that which is what they're doing in the elevator to pass the time, improv and other random stuff as well. Well, in Milo's effort to get to know everyone a little better, which is just great. Of course, that's the A plot of the story. But the B plot is focusing more on Doof and Dakota, Doof and Schmutz and Dakota. And I think it's actually the more interesting part, and it serves more directly to set up Milo in Space. The A plot has some nice humorous moments and gags, but as I said, the B plot I thought was better and has more emotional storytelling. And kind of like a lot of Phineas and Ferb, the B plot is the more interesting stuff than the A plot, which is kind of interesting. So, I gotta say for Milo Murphy's Law, the A and B plots, it varies on which one's more interesting, which I actually appreciate. There's also a callback to Phineas and Ferb, not the characters, but the series. And this is specifically, it's coming back to the episode where Doof is creating platypus clones of Perry in order to frame Perry for crimes Perry did not commit. And then so Doof is using his cloninator in this episode to create a clone of just, and I mean just Cavendish's head on Perry's body. And of course, Doof just makes an offhand comment. Plus, I already had the platypus DNA. And of course, us who've watched Phineas and Ferb know what's going on there. But even if you hadn't watched Phineas and Ferb before, you would still understand that he somehow had gotten hold of Perry's DNA from somewhere. And then, of course, so Doof created this clone of Cavendish's head on Perry's body, and everyone is calling it sorry about that, an abomination. Apparently I can't even spell it because that's not what I spelled. If you're supporting my Patreon, you will see it corrected. But that way this was done so Dakota can get into Cavendish's head and figure out where Cavendish has gone since he went rogue. Of course, this weird clone doesn't have Cavendish's memory, even though he has pretty much Cavendish's personality. Escape ends with Dakota realizing he needs to find the UFO that Cavendish was looking for, so that he can find Cavendish. Milo, Zach, and Melissa know where both Cavendish and that UFO are from a previous episode. And I just love how the episode was set up with this, in that the characters were recapping their adventures of the day, and then the fake out ending where Dakota comes to his realization, and then it freaks out with Milo, realizing, he interjects and reveals now that he knows where Cavendish is and where a UFO is, specifically. And at this point, escape ends and Milo in space begins. This video is helped made possible by my patrons on Patreon. Patreon is a platform that allows fans to directly support their favorite creators. By supporting me on Patreon for as low as $1 a month, not only are you supporting me and allowing me to create new and better content, but you will get access to my scripts, my bloopers, and any other cut content from my channel. In Milo in Space! You know I had to do it at least once. The aliens return to abduct Milo, and the rest of the main characters attempt to, or they do eventually, go into space to rescue him, or at least they go into the space part. I'll get to a little more later on. First of all, when they were repairing the alien spaceship, I thought that would have been a golden, and I mean a golden opportunity for a Phineas and Ferb appearance. In my opinion, of course. However, this is not what Dan and Swampy chose to do. At the same time, what they did do to tell the story was great, and I really liked how Dakota and Cavendish, as well as Doof and Perry, reconciled and resolved their arguments. Speaking of Perry, he is in this episode, which makes perfect sense and serves the story better than a Phineas and Ferb appearance would have. For one reason, he and Doof could not have reconciled if he wasn't in this episode, and having two sets of characters reconcile, I think, was great. And also, if he was in this episode, if Phineas and Ferb were in this episode, well, he would have been unable to do anything as he would have been trying to maintain his cover. But without Phineas and Ferb, he were able to help in the episode, which is nice to see Perry being Perry, not just a docile, domesticated platypus pet. The episode also has a brief appearance from Major Margram and Carl at Aqua, which seems to have gotten an equipment upgrade as well, which I thought was interesting to see. But the best part of it was how Margram and Carl just stopped what they were doing when a factory-style whistle, mind you, blows at 5. High-tech, still got a factory-style whistle, like steam whistle. Like, I just love that because I also like trains, and steam locomotives are very neat. So I like that steam whistle as a whole, because that's just neat to see. You don't get that too much anymore. Yeah, electronic bells. I'm so used to that from high school. I'm glad I don't get them in college anymore. But let's get back to my review. So, they stop what they're doing at 5, but as they are leaving, Major Margram still tells Carl to send Agent B to handle the situation. And I just like that. And then Carl remarks that sorry. Let me rephrase that. Carl then remarks that it'll cost him overtime, something along those lines, which made me wonder, is he no longer an unpaid intern? Does that mean now he gets paid? Because if you're unpaid, doesn't matter if you're doing overtime or not. You're still not getting paid. So I think he's at least a paid intern now, which I think would be and not just the title of paid intern, but actually getting paid. Which I think would be neat, unless he's no longer even an intern. We know he eventually will start working at, he will eventually start working for Oka as Major Margram's replacement. So it's possible. But let me know what you think. The episode proceeds with Murphy's Law constantly causing destruction to the alien ships, and the aliens brought 6 ships with them, specifically because they predicted this as a side effect of Milo's negative probability ions, which is being brought back, as you can see. The episode also reveals that the aliens want Milo to defeat something that is causing, a huge amount of destruction on the homeworld, and apparently they could not destroy it, so they want Milo to do it somehow. I'm not sure how. I also appreciated the episode having Milo scold the aliens for abducting him and not even considering to ask him for his help. I just love that. Couldn't you, essentially what was it? You didn't think to ask? Something along those lines, but more, it sounded like Weird Al / Milo. The episode ends with the last alien ship falling apart and the rest of our heroes are trailing the ship by following the trail of debris. And then they literally see Milo in space. Not just Milo being in space on a spaceship, but he's literally in space holding his breath. And then the episode ends with a "to be continued." Now I gotta say, because some people are going to overanalyze the scene. It's a cartoon. Milo can hold his breath in space. End of story. You don't need to be any more scientifically accurate than it's a cartoon logic. Got it? Got it. This, of course, makes me very excited. Not my quick little injection why it's all cartoon logic, but specifically it should be continued. This, of course, as I said, makes me excited for what comes next. And I really can't wait. I hope they pick it up next week, and I don't see why they wouldn't pick it up next week. And I really just can't wait. Thankfully, I have DuckTales and Star Wars novels to help me pass the time to the next episode. Currently working on a Star Wars novel, so I can do a review of it. And I have 3 reviews of DuckTales coming out this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So be sure to subscribe in order to catch those reviews. But back to Milo Murphy's Law and some unfounded speculation. I suspect the aliens need Milo so that they can use his negative probability ions against whatever is targeting the home. Which, based off of what is shown, I think might be a massive ball of negative probability ions that are running wild and just causing destruction and harm all over. This means the solution might be for Milo to somehow absorb it, for Milo to use his negative probability ions in such a way it causes the other negative probability ions to go stop. I'm not sure. Or what I think is more likely, time travel, or what I think will be the solution, not necessarily the solution the aliens have thought of. And I think time travel will be used to send it back into the past, which will result in the Murphys becoming subject to the extreme hereditary Murphy's Law. Yeah, I'm tying all this together, of course. So then it flows. And since we have a character destined to invent time travel in the series, I think this is a possibility. But of course we have to wait and see, and for all I know, I could be totally wrong. And there's a good chance I will be totally wrong, because I'm just saying what I would like to see, not what will be seen. But regardless, thank you for watching my latest review. New videos come out every week, so consider subscribing and turning on notifications if you want YouTube to notify you when I release new content. And you can do that by ringing the bell next to the subscribe button on the YouTube watch page. Also, feel free to check out the video or the playlist on screen now. Lastly, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Have a good one.